Okay, welcome back. So the next one we're going to do is quite a big one. It's defense against punches. Okay, the main form of fighting anywhere in general is punching. Okay, and so you need to be able to defend yourself against punches. Okay, and they're really not that difficult to defend against, to tell you the truth. Okay. There's lots of different videos out there that people do on do this and do that and everything else, okay, where they're like, for example, the person's throwing a punch, okay, and coming through with a punch, and the person's coming through and they're grabbing the arm and they're doing a lock and they're doing all these fancy things, okay. Well, the fact of the matter is one, when the person's doing those techniques, they know what punch is coming. They know whether it's going to be the right hand or the left hand arm that's coming through for the punch. They know what type of punch it's going to be. Is it going to be a jab? Is it going to be, you know, is it going to be a hook? Is it going to be what type of punch it is, okay? Is it going to be a haymaker or whatever? So when they're showing these things, it's unrealistic. You don't know what type of punch a person's going to throw. You don't know how fast that punch is going to come, and you don't know if there's going to be one punch coming after the next. Okay, most people don't throw a punch. They don't throw a punch and stand there like that waiting for you to grab their arm and do things. Okay, it's unrealistic. Okay, other things I see a lot of is where the person's throwing a punch, they're throwing a punch, and the person's moving like this, where they're in hitting range of the person and they're like wah, ha, and they're doing all these things to the person while their hand's still there. So the person's throw the punch, they move to here, and then it's like they get like 10 or so strikes on this person here while they're still standing there like that. Okay, it's unrealistic. Okay, generally what happens is a person gets to have their turn. For example, it's like chess. They get to have their turn, we get to have our turn. Okay, only we can have our turn while they have their turn. Okay, and then of course they're going to have another turn if we don't stop them. All right, they're going to have another turn, we'll have a turn, they'll have a turn, we'll have a turn, and it's somewhat simultaneous. Okay, we're having turns at the same time. But you can't let one person have a turn, they have a turn, and then I move out of the way and I get 10 turns. It's not going to happen. This person's not just going to stand there. Okay, it's not going to happen like that. People say, oh yeah, but I'll knock them out first hit. Okay, yeah, whatever. The fact is that we don't know what type of punch they're going to make. We don't know how fast they're going to make it. We don't know what type of attack they're going to make. Are they going to throw a punch standing on the spot? Are they going to throw a punch moving in? How fast are they moving in? All these things have to be taken into account. And we need to make sure we have techniques to make sure that when we react knowing that we can defend against any attack. Okay? So, in saying that, I wanted to cover that first before we get into it. Now, what is the first defense against the punch? Okay, it's quite simple. I've mentioned it in previous videos. One of our best friends is distance. And we must use distance to our advantage. Now, let's say Teresa's standing here. If Teresa comes into shot, Teresa's standing here, and I'm standing about here. Okay, now, can Teresa throw a punch from there and hit me? Just standing on the spot. She can't hit me standing on the spot. Just stand on the spot and throw a punch from there. She can't hit me. Throw a hard punch from there. As hard as you like. Standing there. Hard as you like. Go. Can't hit me. Okay? So I'm safe. Alright? So, the best thing that you can do to defend yourself from a punch, the first thing is distance. Okay? Don't put yourself, stand there, don't put yourself over here in front of the person where they can hit you. So if I said to Teresa now, don't do it, throw your hardest punch and see if you can hit me, alright? She's going to have a good chance of hitting me. Yes, I can move and blah, blah, blah. But why would I want to be here when I don't need to? Okay? Make distance for yourself. Okay? You don't have to be this close to be talking to somebody. Especially somebody that's got a problem with you or you've got a problem with them. Don't stand this close, like that. Okay? Because you're in hitting range. They're going to hit you. Okay? Your voice can travel from here. Okay? If this is still too close for you, you think this is still unsafe because they might try and rush you. Yes, they can rush you. Okay? You can stand back further. Can my voice travel? Can you hear me from here, Teresa? She can hear me. I don't need to be in hitting range for her to hear me. Okay? So stand at a distance. Now, that's the first thing. Distance is your best friend. Use it. Don't forget it. When you come into a situation, make sure you are aware of your distances from people. Don't let the person get close enough to you to hit you, and you won't get hit. It's that simple. Okay? But people forget that. Okay? People end up in a problem and they're like, what? And they go into hitting range. Okay? It's just mind-boggling why they do that. Okay, so I might be standing here, she can't hit me from there, but what happens if she steps forward? If she steps forward, come forward a bit, she's going to hit me. She's going to come into range. Alright, and so some of the people would have said, oh, she'll just move forward. Yeah, well, she could move forward. But if she moves forward, I can just move back. I can maintain the safe distance. That's what we call maintaining a safe distance from the punch. So if we go back a bit, okay, let's say we're here, okay, she goes, I'll let you come forward a bit, take your biggest punch, go. Alright, so she can't hit me. Alright? Again, distance is my best friend. And people will say, well, Glenn, what if she just keeps coming at you? She just keeps coming, she's going, what if you're going to bang into this fence behind you or something behind you? Alright, we'll get there. Let's say we're here and she's coming towards me. Let's go. She's coming towards me. Bang. Okay? So, what do we do there? We kick. Okay? Our second defense against any punch is a kick. Okay? And not just any kick, a low kick. Okay? So, if she's coming at me and she's throwing her punch, imagine that her punch comes out to here, right? Punch is quite a strong weapon. Okay, it can do a lot of damage, but a leg has way more muscles in it, it's way longer, and it's a lot more powerful than a punch. Now if I had to make a choice between throwing a punch, if somebody's throwing a punch at me and me kicking them while they're on their way in, I'd rather do a kick. Okay, how much does it take to break a knee? About 1 pound of pressure. Okay, if we hit the knee here or here, okay, we can break the knee in 1 pound of pressure. Doesn't take much. Bang, snap. Okay? If you don't snap it, you're going to maim them. Okay? Maiming means that we're hurting them where they're maimed, they've been injured. Okay? Now if we manage to maim the person, okay, they're not going to want to keep attacking us. Or they might want to keep attacking us, but they can't attack us at speed. They can't rush you. Alright? So, how hard can we kick? Well, that depends on you, and that depends on how hard you want to kick the person. Obviously, we only need to kick the person lightly if they're not really too much of a danger to us. Okay, we're trying to keep them back at a distance. Okay, so let's just say we were here and she was coming towards me. Alright, that would be the kick. Okay, how hard can the kick be? It could be like this. Alright, straight down, up. Bang, down. Why do we keep a low kick? Why do we do a low kick down here? This goes back to stance, okay? It goes back to stance and it goes back to balance. When we do the kick, we want 2 feet on the ground at all times for as much as we possibly can. When we come through and we do a kick, bang, it's very powerful, then we land onto the ground, okay? I'll come back a bit. So we kick and we land back onto the ground, we're back in our stance again. We can continue or we can back out. I tend to generally kick and back out. Assess the damage, okay? Assess the situation and then go from there, okay? How many times can you do this? Kick, down, back out? Well, as many times as they want to keep trying to rush you. I generally call it the fly to the spider, okay? For example, if you come into shot, if we look at Teresa as the fly, okay, and I'm the spider, and I think this is a safe distance for me from her, so she can't rush me, I'll see the attack coming based on body language. What's her body language telling me? Is she looking like she wants to do a punch? Okay, is she looking like she wants to do a kick or something like that? Oh no. Okay, now she might creep in, little bit by little bit, creep in, okay, and I'll just creep out. It's not a problem. Okay, but if she tries to rush in, and then I can kick, okay? So, when we do the kick, we want to break the person's timing. As you can see with Teresa there, you don't kick until just the right moment when they can't stop. We want the person to be committed to their attack when we counter-attack. Okay? So, let me explain that. When the person is advancing, as soon as they put a foot out and the foot goes to a certain distance, they have to place their foot on the ground. Okay? I'll see if I can get that in shot. When a person, say, is walking forward and they place a foot out, eventually they get so far that the foot has to go down. Okay? Alright? Now once that foot gets to that certain point where it has to go down, they're committed to coming forward that far. Right? They can't stop it. You can't get to here, right, when you're moving forward and all of a sudden withdraw it back. Okay? It's the commitment of their attack, the commitment of their movement. They're committed to it. They can't stop. Once they're going too fast, we break into that. So as soon as they get to here, we attack. Okay? How do we know that? We have to judge the other person based on their body language and our movement, their movement, our movement. We have to blend with the person. Okay? We have to have that gut instinct, that feeling, okay, of timing. We have to time it. It's all one thing. You're moving, 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 and strike. Just at that right moment, strike. Okay? Most people, when that's happening, they're coming like this, they're getting confident, they're coming forward, and then all of a sudden, bang, you're like hitting them, and they can't, they go going like this, or they're going like that. Okay? And you get that hidden. How powerful is these kicks coming in? Very powerful. Okay, if you get some planks of wood and put them up against the wall or something like that, and you come through and start kicking them, you're going to snap them in half. Okay? Why is it so powerful? A couple of reasons. One, it's your leg. It's powerful. Okay? Number two, you've got gravity that's coming down. Okay? You're going down with gravity. Gravity is a force. We're using it to assist us. Number three, your whole body is behind this coming down. Okay? The heavier you are, the bigger you are, the more force that's coming down. 4, the person is coming into, they're coming at you. As they're coming at you, it's like boom. It's like two cars coming at each other. One's backing up, one's coming at you, and then all of a sudden the other one goes bang like that. It's like a head-on collision. The extra force of them running or walking into that or rushing into it, it's making it worse on them. So if they want to rush, go for it. Okay, it's just going to be worse on them. That's their choice. Okay, so pretty simple. Now, do we have to back up to do the technique? We can be backing away. Okay, remember with footwork, we're sliding. Okay, I'll come back here. We're here. We're moving back, we're sliding, okay? And just at the right time, we come up and we crack down. And then I normally back out again. Or you can continue. The other thing that we can do is we can hold our ground. When the person's coming in, we can just take a little step back, come up, and drive down. Okay? Very accurate. I've never ever missed. Because they're right in front of you, how can you miss? The other thing that we can do is we don't have to take a step back. We can just bring our leg straight up and drive it straight down. Okay? The other thing we can do is we can take a step forward, come through, and drive down. Okay? So again, we're here, bang, okay, and hit. We can also move in for the attack if we think it's what I call a preempted strike, a preempted attack, where we have to attack in order to defend ourselves. We have to make that decision. So from here, it's like coming through, okay, you're sliding, and then you're coming up at the right time and hitting, and down. Huh? Okay, welcome back. Sorry about that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, so far we've got distance as our best friend. The kick that we're doing is helping us to maintain that distance. Okay, we're also defending ourselves at that moment in time. The third thing that we can do, okay, is we can deflect. Okay, I love deflections. Deflections are awesome. So how do we deflect? Let's imagine she comes in here, okay. Now, if she throws out her punch, let's say she puts out a punch, and I'm here, okay, and I'm moving back, a deflection is like coming through. If she's doing, let's say, a jab. So a jab is when you come straight out. Okay, that's a jab. Okay, so jab's quite quick. It's like that. Bang. Okay. So if she was jabbing and she was throwing out, as I move back away, okay, I want to be slapping her hand down like that. What am I doing when I do that? Okay, her centre's facing towards me. She's got her balance. When I come down and I'm moving, imagine I was in hitting range, which I don't want to be in the first place. I want distance. But if she was throwing a punch and I was moving, I'd be slapping the hand down. Okay? What that does is it turns her centre down, okay, and she can lose a little bit of balance. Alright? Now, let's imagine we do that again. We're here, okay, and she goes to throw her punch. Alright? Now, if you miss like I just missed, it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because if she goes and throws her punch and I miss it, I'm still moving, she's still not going to hit me. So we're using the same thing again, distance to our advantage, but this time we're trying to deflect the punch. Okay? If I was facing this way with a left foot forward and she's coming with a right, okay, boom, I could whack it that way. Now what am I trying to clear? I'm just trying to clear in front of me, okay, just this area here, where my head is, in this area here. I don't need to go way out here and clear, like that. I don't need to clear way up here. I don't need to clear way down here. I just need to clear this area, okay? And I can do that as I move, okay? We can deflect at the same time, or we can just move and clear. Sometimes I'll just move and clear. It depends if I want to hit the person at the same time, deflect, okay? So, if we're here, and she's going to throw a punch, right? Come back this way, and again, alright? So here. So sometimes you'll get them, sometimes you won't. Does it really matter? No, because they're not going to hit you anyway. Okay? All that's going to happen is the more they're committed to the punch, the more power they're going to be throwing into it, the more, if you get that hit on them, it's going to deflect them. Okay? Now, if she's throwing, so if she's doing a jab, we want to be going down like that. Okay, now if she's doing a jab and we don't just want to hit with an open hand down, okay, what I like to do is the knuckle one that we did earlier, okay, down over here, these knuckles here. When the jab is coming through, as I'm stepping back, I like to come down and hit on the top of the bones here again, okay. So as the jab's coming through, here's the jab comes through, and my knuckles are coming down like that. Boom. Okay, very painful. Okay, you only need to hit them once and they'll stop trying to jab. Because some people will try and step forward, jab, 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 and I'm just whack, whack, whack until I get a whack. Some you'll miss, some you'll hit. It only takes one or two and the person doesn't want to do jabs anymore because they're trying to feel distance. Okay, they're trying to judge distance with their jab. They're trying to get you and judge distance. The hit can't hit you if you keep moving with their hit. So as she moves, I move. Okay, as she moves, I move. Okay, the distance that you have between you and your attacker is completely up to you. If I feel safe here at this distance, that's fine. If I don't feel safe, I'll go an extra step. If I still don't feel safe, I'll go an extra step. The distance is completely up to you, depending on who the person you're up against. Okay, if they're unarmed or not. Okay. Now, what about if she's doing a hook? Let's say she was doing a hook. She's swinging the hook, bang. Okay, it's easier. We can whack. Okay. Or if we're right hand forward and she's doing the hook, okay, bang. All right. Now, a lot of the time I've had people when people are throwing a punch, and they're throwing their punch, and I'll either whack their arm when I'm whacking it, and when I'm deflecting, I'm deflecting and whacking at the same time, and I'm guiding them. So she was throwing her punch here, I'd be deflecting it, and I'd be trying to push her punch so it goes like this. Okay, you see the person go off balance? I'm only going a little way. From here to about here, doesn't take much to deflect the punch. From about here to here, boom, off balance. Okay, doesn't take much. So when you're deflecting, it's a good thing to do. Now, what is the point in doing that? Two things. When she's throwing her punch and I deflect her, one, she's losing balance. When you lose balance, you lose power. So just temporarily, she's losing power. The second thing that's happening as she's losing balance here, okay, is I'm turning her center. So here's my center, here's her center. I'm turning her center as she gets deflected. Doesn't matter what punch it is. If it's a left hand, right hand, doesn't matter. Because every time, let's imagine she was throwing this left hand. I'm still out of range, okay? I'm still out of range. I could be hitting it, deflecting it, whacking it down. As long as I'm clearing in front of me, no punches are going to get through. As long as I'm moving. Remember, we can kick anyway, okay? This is, first is distance, second is kicks, okay? Third is deflection, okay, at a distance, alright? And obviously the last one is if they get in close enough, okay, we go punch on punch. Alright, go punch on punch. Alright, yes, you can still move. If somebody's trying to throw a punch, you can move and things like that. So let's say, for example, we'll go back to punch on punch first. If I'm here, I'm standing somewhere, she throws a punch and we're punch on punch. Who's going to win the punch fight? Well, it comes down to a combination of things. Who throws the hardest punch? Who throws the fastest punch? Who can throw punch after punch constantly and just keep going? Who can take a punch? Who's fitter? Who's more accurate? Who's got better timing? Okay? It's a whole combination of things. You slap all that together and the person that's got the most, 9 times out of 10, is going to be the one still standing. Okay? When do you stop? When do you stop throwing punches? When you know it's safe to. Okay? Alright, when you know it's safe to. But we don't want the person to get close enough to be able to throw punches at us in the first place to be able to hit us. Okay? However, it does happen. Just come forward. I have been in times here when I've actually been talking to somebody, not realising they're going to take a punch, right? And all of a sudden they take a swing. She takes a swing. The first thing that you can do is move. You need to be aware. You need to be switched on. You need to see it coming. Okay? If you're completely oblivious to what's going on, you're going to get hit full-scale swing in the face with you in their centre. You're going to feel the full wrath of their strike. You need to be able to see something coming. So let's say we're here and she takes a swing. I see it coming. Okay, I need to move. Okay? Which direction do I need to move? First, I need to be moving away. Okay? Which direction do I go? I want to go this way, away from the punch. Okay? Away out of her centre. Okay? If I go this way, she's throwing the punch, and I move this way, the punch direction's still coming this way. I'm going to get hit. Okay? What do we also do? We need to bend our knees. Okay? Here. As we move, we need to bend the knees. Because bending the knees is going to give us that stance. Okay? If you just go like this with your legs locked, you're going to fall over. You're going to lose balance. Remember, we need to go straight into stance. So we're moving our head away. Why do we move our head away? Because that's what people want to hit. People want to hit your head. Okay? No one's really interested in going like this. Not just going like this, trying to hit down here. They're trying to hit up here. Okay? This is what you need to look after. Your head, okay, your eyes, throat. These are what you mainly need to protect. These are what people want to hit. Why? Ego. Okay, that's where they're going to get the knockout. That's where they're going to get the most damage that other people can see, that they can see. It's an ego thing. They want to hit the head. Okay? So, and of course it's the win thing. They want to win. They want to get that knockout. So we need to protect the head. The best way to protect the head is be aware of your surroundings. I've covered it in previous videos. Be aware of your surroundings at all times. Be switched on. Be ready for anything. At any time, you need to be ready. Because if you're not, and that punch comes in, you're going to wear it. Okay? So you need to be able to see it coming. You need to be able to react. You need to react as fast as you can if you're up close. Okay? So let's say we're here, and Teresa goes to throw a punch as fast as she can. As fast as she can. Alright? We need to be able to move. Once we move, okay, then we need to come through, bang, bang. Okay? Right, straight into it. The fact is, you need to know how to use these. Okay? You need to know how to use these to protect yourself from punches as well. If the fight gets to the point where they close the distance, you've got nowhere else to go, you've used your kicks, or they get in time before you can't get a kick out, okay, you can't do deflection, they're in on you. Come in. They're in on you here, where you're in, both in punching range. Your only choice now is to punch. Okay? Don't be trying to grab someone's punches in mid-air and be doing some kind of fancy lock, because it's not going to work. Okay? When the punches are coming in, bang, bang, okay, and they're just one after the other, you're not going to be able to catch punches. Don't waste your time. It's not a time for locks. It's a time for self-defense, straight into it, hook into it. Okay? If you get hit, you get hit. You've got to be able to take a hit. I've spoken about glass jaws before. People, they're like, da, 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 da. They get hit and then they're like, and they're on the ground playing possum, and they've got the, is anyone watching? Alright, you've got to be able to take a hit. Okay? You can't afford to pretend and go down to the ground like you're a possum, because a person could come along when you're on the ground and start stomping your head into the ground. Okay? And you're going to come out of it with brain damage, or dead, or a vegetable. Okay? Sucking out of a straw the rest of your life. You can't go to ground. You've got to be able to take a hit, and you've got to be able to keep going until it's over. Okay? So it's your life depends on it. Okay? And possibly other people's lives. Right? People get hit with one hit. People die from one hit. It happens. Okay? They can't hit you if you're not close enough. Right? They can't hit you. So, that's pretty simple. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty much unbeatable. A person can't do it. Okay? So we can do other things where, let's say, we'll go into other things where people say, oh, do this and do that. Like I said earlier, don't do it. If a person's taking a swing, right, and a person goes, oh, move to the side, bring the arm up, move out of here, come through, do a hit, do a clothesline, all that kind of stuff. It's too dangerous. You even coming through like this and you're moving, okay, you're trying to move, what happens if you come up and you miss the strike and it hits you? And you're trying to move, glance just off the punch. What happens if your timing's just out? Okay? What happens if you just don't move just far enough to the left in time? Remember, you don't know what type of punch they're going to do. You don't know which arm they're going to throw a punch with. You don't know. So you have to play it safe. We're talking about punches here. Okay? I see other people doing this to punches. Okay, come forward. Person will come through, they'll do a kick, and then they'll try and come through and do a grab and do the clinch, go into the clinch and things like that. No, you don't want to be coming in and trying to come in and do the clinch, okay, or coming down with the kick, okay, coming through with the kick and coming through and trying to get in to do the clinch. Why? Because you're putting your center down here and the person, right, could still hit you, bang, and they don't have to stand there and wait for you to come in to do the clinch. They can move. Okay, it's just simple, so easy to move. Alright, so hopefully you've learnt a lot there. With the deflection, that's a big part, like when I was saying about the deflection, with hitting their hand down or hitting their hand away. Okay, I'll even do this sometimes when the punch is coming in and it's like a hook, okay, and I'm here, I'll be coming through like this, hitting this way, bang. If it's a jab, I'm coming through and hitting down like that with the knuckles. Okay, If I don't want to do too much damage to them or any damage to them, I'll just slap their hand. Boom. And it's a hard slap, okay? It's bang. You're trying to really turn their centre and knock them off balance. I've even done that with people and they've gone flying to the ground. That's how hard you want to hit them. You want to hit them hard enough that they go flying to the ground. Once they hit the ground, you're on them, okay? Most people want to give up at that point because they're on the ground and you're above them. And it's like, what are they going to do then? They're in trouble. Most people don't even know how to get up off the ground. Anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it at that. If you've got any comments or questions or anything else like that, just let us know. Cheers.